Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Are you and your spouse truly aligned when it comes to finances? Do you rarely experience conflicts about money? If this is the case, you may have financial intimacy in your relationship. Financial intimacy with a couple goes beyond just sharing financial information, balance sheets, credit card statements, etc. It involves both partners feeling safe enough to be vulnerable and honest in discussing their feelings, their beliefs, their needs, and their behaviors around money. Some couples may have what can be termed faux financial intimacy, where there is no tension or conflict because they avoid talking about money. This lack of openness may stem from one partner's past experiences of their opinions being disregarded, minimized, or invalidated. So financial intimacy is an essential aspect of a healthy romantic relationship, though it is routinely overlooked by therapists in comparison to other forms of intimacy, like emotional, spiritual, or physical. In researching for this column, I came across marriage.com, which lists 12 types of coupleship intimacies. None are financial. Financial therapist Ed Combs, who's author of The Healthy Love and Money Way, says this about financial intimacy. It says financial intimacy begins with basic level honesty, like sharing financial information with one another. But he goes on to say, however, financial intimacy goes a lot deeper than that. It includes feelings, beliefs, and behaviors around money. When a couple is financially intimate, they feel safe and comfortable talking to their partner about any topic around money. Brené Brown, which you may have heard of, she's a renowned researcher on shame and vulnerability, has two hugely popular TED Talks. She says there can be no intimacy without vulnerability. It's about being honest with how we feel, about our fears, about what we need, and asking for what we need. Vulnerability is a glue that holds intimate relationships together. So creating financial intimacy, it is not easy. It will involve learning new communication skills and working really intentionally towards building vulnerability when it comes to financial matters. It's one of those things that is way easier said than done. If you and your partner have reoccurring conflicts over money, the journey toward financial intimacy right now may seem like the impossible dream. That fear makes perfect sense in the context of how you both relate to money today. Chances are you've had the same conversation with the same outcome over and over. If that's the case, then it's time to do something radically different. The first step toward learning a new communication skill is to focus on your own reactions and feelings when the topic of money arises, rather than focusing on your partner's behavior. Now, this is really hard because the story we often tell ourselves is that if our partner would just change their behavior, there would be no problem. Some couples, therapists that work with couples, call this practicing a U-turn. When your partner says or does something that's triggering to you, boom, immediate reaction. Don't respond. Instead, turn your attention inward to what are you thinking and feeling. When both partners have learned how to keep the focus on what's happening within them, the pattern of conflict will gradually de-escalate. Now you can focus on articulating the hopes and fears around each other's behavior. Often you're going to discover that you are both wanting the same thing and going about it very differently. So once you get to the place that you can de-escalate, that you both can articulate your hopes and fears around your behavior, then you can take a second step, which involves beginning to have courageous conversations about finances. These discussions require honesty, vulnerability, and a willingness to address difficult topics and risk conflict. Engaging in these conversations can be really challenging, but it's crucial for building true financial intimacy in the relationship. Really important. So when partners can be financially intimate with each other, they can work together to achieve their financial goals, whether it's saving money or paying off debt or planning for the future. They can also support each other's individual goals and needs around money. So achieving financial intimacy, it really requires the hard and continuous practice of open and honest communication. So while breaking away from old patterns is really difficult, the benefits of financial intimacy include reduced stress, better financial decision making, and a more rewarding relationship, which makes it worth the effort. Thanks so much for listening.